Hi guys, it's Will from Will's Rush Page. Once again, this is my third video, and it's January 5th at 12:39 p.m. Canada, Ontario, Keswick time. So, hope you're well and you had a great Christmas. Tomorrow, for me, I'm back to work, and my son is back to school, and so I thought I'd get this video in one more time. There is my son. I'd like to introduce Logan to you.
Hello.
This is my son, and he's awesome. And he just did all his chores, and we're super thrilled about that. So now he gets to spend more time on his PS4. So that being said, as you can see in the background, I've got a Rush flag on the wall now, thanks to my wife, Michelle, who hung that up. And it happens to be Farewell to Kings lettering. And I'm also wearing my Farewell to Kings 40th release shirt today. Can't see it very well there, but I figured it's a good day to wear this because I'm going to be unboxing the Farewell to Kings Deluxe Edition box set today, which I actually got for Christmas, and I haven't opened it yet. So I just took the wrap off. So I thought I'd do that today and see what's inside. So before I do that, I wanted to show you a couple other things. In my last video, I mentioned that I had a few pieces up on my wall that have been there for some time. So I took them down, and hello, Gary from Ireland, very cool. And hi, Daryl and Gordon. Yeah, this is great. And also I should say this video records live to Facebook, but then it can be reposted. So if you miss it or you're just tuning in, it will be reposted. Anyway, so what I took off my wall, I took off my Rush Clockwork Angels LP, and I just bought this last year, and it's a gatefold. So I took the wrap off today because I thought, well, I'm going to play it at some point. I wanted to enjoy it, so I'm just going to show you the back. It's a beautiful, beautiful item, and I don't know if it's red vinyl or not. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to show you the gatefold first. And as you can see, that is a gorgeous piece, and that actually, if I wanted to reframe it in a double LP frame, you could do it like that. It would be super cool. Anyway, I'm going to just take a look at the vinyl quickly. And as you can see, I think you guys have probably seen the artwork from this because it's been out for a while, but it has the lyrics on the insert and some beautiful work there. And that's disc 1. And this is actually the black vinyl I'm just looking at. It's not the red vinyl, but that's totally fine. I don't care. And look at the center of the disc like that. It's very, very nicely done. And it is high quality, heavy vinyl, I must say. I think it's 180 or 200 gram. A lot of the new Rush releases are coming out in that kind of quality. So I'm just going to put that away and have a look at disc 2. And you can hear my cat in the background. That's Tiggy. And he's kind of a grumpy old guy, so he might do some complaining during the video. So here is disc 2. And again, the artwork, lyrics, that is really, really nice. I like that. So I look forward to hearing this. My turntable is actually right next to me here on my desk, so I will plug this in at some point and give this a spin. So that's Clockwork Angels. And the other thing I pulled off the wall, which I think I've only played once, is this release. And I bought this when it came out after the Time Machine tour in 2011. 2010, 2011 was the Time Machine tour, and if you recall, for those of you that were there, and of course you guys are Rush fans, so you know they did the entire Moving Pictures LP in the second set of that show. So this, I had to have this because it is the recording of Moving Pictures Live played on that tour, and it's also a beautiful piece. I'm going to go ahead and show you the inside. And like I said, I think I've only played this once, and maybe not at all because it did come with a download card at the time. And I did download those tracks, so I may never have played this. And it's been in my frame on the wall for almost 10 years. So I decided it's time to bring it down. There's the second side with the lyrics, but it's time to bring that down and start playing it. And so this is actually, looking at it, I've never played it, and this is the first time I have seen the actual disc. So check that out. That's super awesome. I really like that design. And there's the second side. How cool is that? So this requires a spin for sure. It's funny, I talked to a friend of mine in the UK who saw this tour when they came overseas from Canada after they completed, I think, the 2010 tour. And he said, like that portion of the tour in the US and Canada, and I think Mexico, I could be wrong. But when they came to the UK, my friend said they seemed very tired on stage, and of course, they said it wasn't the best presentation of moving pictures, but it was still great to see it live. But he said you could tell the guys were very, very tired from the lengthy show. The Time Machine tour is probably stands out for me as one of the best tours ever. It was fun. The stage design was amazing. The music was incredible. The guys were playing top notch, at least on my side here, and it just stands out to me as a really excellent tour. And of course, the progression of the Time Machine CD, Clockwork Angels, that whole timeline, everything being tied together from say 2010 forward to 2012 when Clockwork Angels came out. The way they introduced two songs from Clockwork Angels and did some pre-releases like they did in the old days, where they pre-released two tracks from Clockwork Angels on the Time Machine tour, and those were live, obviously live, but the singles that came out are quite different from the tracks that went on Clockwork Angels because they didn't have the strings, so they had used technology to improvise and synthesizer, I believe, and other mixing stuff that they do. So those tracks are quite unique in that sense. And then when they released them as singles, they were hard driving tunes, and I think they were smart. Rush was very smart because they know where the business is at that point in time and today. And they know that the money is made by releasing individual tracks, and that's the digital world we live in now. So they were smart. They released those two tracks, went on tour, played those two songs on the Time Machine tour, and then, of course, Clockwork Angels came out a couple years later. So really smart marketing in that sense. And it was great to see those two songs live. They were two of the hardest songs that I had ever heard them play. So anyway, enough on that. I wanted to share that with you. And let me just grab a couple things that were actually in my frame with this piece. And I think you guys might have seen a little bit of that on my website, but I have this Clockwork Angels promo card, which is a cool piece. Clockwork Angels coming in spring 2012. And the back, you can't really see that because of the glare. Download your copy of Moving Pictures Live 2011. So that's actually the download card with the promo notation about Clockwork Angels coming out later on. I've got my ticket stub from that tour here. You can't see that very well, but I actually saw that tour twice in Toronto, 2010, and then I saw the 2011 portion of the tour as well. Two different venues, both were great, but the first one outside in one of the main venues in Toronto was an outside show, and it was incredible. It was a hot summer night, if I recall, and it was July, and it was great. It was everything you'd expect from an outdoor summer Rush show. It was really good. So I want to share that stuff with you. And then I've got another piece here that I also had framed, and this is a re-release of Fly By Night. This is 200 gram vinyl. Again, came with a download card, not played. I believe I didn't play it. And it's really in excellent shape. And I will show you the inside. Let's take a look. So the vinyl is standard black, I think 200 gram, as I said, vinyl. And it's got a kind of a white backing on the insert. So it's nicely packaged. And as I said in my last video, or one of my last videos, a lot of the re-releases that are coming out now are in really high quality packaging, and the artwork and the quality of the vinyl, really nice. So if you're interested in buying some of those that are still available out there, don't hesitate, because you won't be sorry when you receive them. The other thing that the Fly By Night re-release came with is the original insert, song liner, and the original drawings, and we're all familiar with this. Song lyrics, the original designs by Neil, There's the second side. And this is really cool because I think this was part of the original inside of the original gatefold pressing, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me on that, but because I've never actually seen that. I've never been able to find a copy of that, but I know people have. My Fly-By-Night originals are all just standard white inserts, and I didn't have this liner sheet. So I wanted to share that with you. And I will just put that away, and we will move on to, I've got actually one more little thing to show you, and then I wanted to jump into the unboxing of the Farewell to Kings Deluxe, Super Deluxe package, or whatever it's called. So give me 1 second, just move these records aside. Okay, and this is something, I've got a couple actually little things to show you here. This is my son's cast from 2016. He broke his arm, and we were at the Lee Lifeson Art Park and presentation in Toronto, in Willowdale. And also Rush was presented with the key to the city. So I was there with my wife and my son Logan, who you just met. Alex Lifeson actually signed his cast. This is still not in a frame, and I need to do this. I need to kind of cut off the ends and get it into a frame with a photograph and kind of get that together because it's an important date. And it was a very awesome experience because, and you can kind of see, Alex's signature right there, right there where my finger is. The cool thing about this was, as Alex was leaving, Getty left quite quickly. Alex stayed and talked to all the fans as he was leaving and through the fencing area. And I was speaking with a fellow who worked for Toronto, and he was a historian on Toronto buildings and special sites and parks and recreation and that sort of thing. So I was speaking with him, and I missed the whole thing. My wife had the camera going, and Alex came over and chatted with my son Logan for about 10 minutes, and he was genuinely nice and concerned about how he broke his arm, and they had this whole conversation. I missed the whole thing. So here I am, like, been a Rush fan for 45 years or more. Missed the entire thing. Logan got to meet my hero, one of my heroes. But the cool thing was, Michelle got it all on photographs, so that's on my website as well. And so then after Alex had left, Logan came running up to me and said, "Daddy, I met a rock star." And I don't remember his name, but it was super cool. Logan was about 6 at that point. So he was kind of very excited, and he's like, "Oh, I met your hero, and this is great." And I missed, as I said, I missed the whole thing, but it's all good. We've got the whole thing documented, and it was a great experience, and it just showed how genuine these guys are. And we've always known that, and we read about stuff, but they're 3 of the best guys on the planet, and I think that's what makes them so good together, right? So they're best friends. Alex and Getty, of course, super best friends. Anyway, long story short, it was a very cool experience. So next thing I want to show you, I've got a couple of picks, collector's picks that were in. I think some of you may have had this at some point over the years, and it came in a round magnet, and it had different, I think it came out around the R30 time, and my wife got it for me as a present, and it had all the different picks within that round magnet, and had different representing each of the album covers. And I used these in my framed memorabilia and albums over the years, and I kind of just been regathering them all. There's 2112 and Hemispheres. There's 2 original Rush, the original album, and I think that one might be 2112. There's one for Feedback. So yeah, it was around that time, 2004. When our 30 was taking place, and that was to commemorate 30th anniversary. Yeah, and there's 2, and I'll hold it up, 2 our 30 picks that came with it. So it was around that period of time, as I said. Here is another Hemispheres, super cool, and of course Fly-By-Night. So these are just kind of neat things to have, and I try and collect these little things. Just so I can add them to my framed items, and they're just kind of neat to have around. So I've slowly been gathering them back together as I pull stuff off the wall. Okay, so that's that. All right, so the big ticket item today is and this is a big box set. I showed you a couple of box sets in my last couple of videos. We went over the Rush box set, 40th release box set, and also the Hemispheres box set. So this is comparatively about the same size as the Hemispheres box set. As you can see, it's massive. This is the Farewell to Kings, as I said, box set, and you can see the back. I have not opened this yet, as I mentioned, so I'm going to open that today. There's some good stuff on here. You've got, so disc 1 is the original album, okay, and then disc 2 and disc 3, these are the CDs, are the Live at Hammersmith Odeon February 20th, 1978 show. And this is the full show, so this is cool because if you recall, we only got a portion of that show on disc 3 of Different Stages, which came out in 1998, I think. And so that was very exciting at that time to receive that piece of that show, but we never were able to receive that entire show. So they did that here. They gave us that entire show. And guys, again, if I got the dates wrong, let me know. The other thing that's on here, disc 4, is a Blu-ray audio disc of the original album. And that's got a surround mix and then also an original stereo analog 2015 remaster. Also within that Blu-ray disc is the original 77 promo videos, Farewell to Kings, Xanadu, and Closer to the Heart. Okay, and then you get into the vinyl, and it's 180 gram. There's 4 LPs. Side 1, side 2 are the original Farewell to Kings album. Side 3 and side 4 and 5 and 6. So the next 2 discs are the Hammersmith Odeon live show that I just mentioned on CD. So super awesome. Let's see. Actually, that vinyl, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sides of vinyl, basically, to capture. Oh, side 8, I'm sorry. Side 8 has some covers on it. So there's 4 discs, 2 sides each. The final side of the covers has covers, and I've heard these covers from the digital package. I have the CD. Xanadu is done by Dream Theater. If you haven't heard that, check that out, especially if you're a Dream Theater fan. They do a great job. Closer to the Heart by Big Wreck. And I had a friend of mine yesterday telling me to check out Big Wreck. I don't know them, but I will. Cinderella Man by the Trues. Madrigal by Elaine Johannes. I believe I'm saying that right, Johannes. And Cygnus X1A. So that was a soundtrack of the spacey sound that they used on that. And that's an actual track that they included, that effect track, on both the CD and the vinyl, obviously. So that's pretty cool. There's bonus items on here. 40th anniversary King's Ring, Velvet Pouch, and Neck Chain. 70, I guess we'll take a look at that when we open the box. 78, a Farewell to Kings tour program, so that's cool because I've never owned an original of that. Hugh Symes 77 cover concept sketch litho. Hugh Symes 77 King's Crown sketch litho, and a 12-inch turntable mat. Okay, so there's some really awesome stuff in here. And then it gets into some of the producer information and the Blu-ray audio specs on the back. So that being said, that's the technical side. Let's go ahead and open this big monster case up. Open. There we go. And the first thing I see in here is the tour program, World Tour 77 to 78, exclusive concert edition. So I'm going to show that to you. And that looks pretty great. As I said, it's brand new, so I have not really opened this yet. And it's got all the original photos. There's a centerfold. And for you females out there that are interested in seeing Getty naked, this is not a regular centerfold. The boys are fully clothed in this, okay? And that was weird, but I just threw it out there. When I hear the word centerfold, that's what I thought of. So, what else we got here? Okay, this is an impressive quality. Look at the cardboard, and the quality is very good. You can see the shots here, and so it looks exactly like the original, because I have seen pictures of the original, and I don't. Here we are. That's the page I wanted to show you. So check that out. You got advertisements for all the records from their back catalog leading up to this point in time. So how cool is that? Okay, next item in the box is, these are the two, I guess, Hugh Syme sketches, lithograph sketches, I believe. So there's one of the Crown from Farewell to Kings. Okay, and oh, this is cool. There we go. And that is the next one. So there, we all know that famous picture. It was developed for the album. And that's pretty neat. Let's have a look at the rest now. I'm going to flip it over because there's a lot of stuff in here. I need to get it out. Okay. All right. So I think what I've got here now, okay, it's actually a really nice package because look what they've done. They put the vinyl on top. They put the pouch here, and the CD package with the Blu-ray and the CDs is here. So it's a nice big box, and it's got a kind of a velvet casing inside here, which is nice. Gives everything a nice place of honor. Here is the vinyl package, and this is very heavy and pretty impressive. And I'll show you the back. That's super cool. Okay. What have we got? Okay, this is very cool, and I'm going to use this right away today and put this on my turntable. That's the turntable cover, and that is very neat. So I've never seen that. In fact, I didn't know that was part of the package, and I know only a few of you, I believe, have this package. William, I know you have this, and probably a few other people who managed to get this, because I believe you can still order this one on the Rush.com website, and of course you can check other sources as well, Amazon, Discogs, and a few other, whatever you currently do to find Rush items. I know the Hemispheres box set, the Deluxe box set, is not available on Rush.com anymore, and I don't think any of the other box sets are available either. Of course, next year this year I should say, 2020, we're looking forward to the Permanent Waves 40th anniversary box set or celebration, or whatever they decide to come out with. So that's going to be exciting for this year. So inside of the vinyl packaging, there's a massive art book here with, I'll show you the back. Check this out, and then it's very good quality. And then I'm going to swing around here and show you what's inside. And there's a huge book, Rush of Farewell to Kings by Rob Bowman. So there's a huge write-up here, which will require some time to read. It looks like it's got some excellent photographs. Sorry, I'm not showing that. As you can see, there's a lot of detail here. Go back. There's a lot of reading to do here, but I'm sure it's all very interesting. The Hemispheres box set had a very similar book. And check that out. This almost looks like, in some ways, like a Dream Theater cover. And I'm sorry, you're getting some glare off the window there, but the artwork is absolutely incredible. The quality of the printing is incredible. Check this out, Xanadu. How cool is that? Let's take a look here a little further. Okay, so there's a shot of Rush live. I think we all know that particular shot. And also, well, this is neat. You guys might recall that they released the Closer to the Heart 45 as well to celebrate the 40th anniversary, and I've actually got 2 copies of that. 145, and it came with a sort of 45 spindle thing as well, which is cool. Cinderella Man. The artwork is absolutely magical. Look at this. That is beautiful. Kind of see that. I'm trying to get the glare away. We got a bad glare coming out of the window here, but I wanted to share that with you. That's gorgeous. Let's go. More shots of Rush. Cygnus X1. This was also a Record Store Day release. A few of you will recognize that, and that came out, I think, last year I'm not mistaken. I did not manage to get a copy of that, but I know a number of people did. But again, the artwork is here for all to see. And I will take some pictures of this box set and post them at some point. And I think you can find them online as well if you wanted to see the detail in more detail, so to speak. Okay, so back to the vinyl. Let's have a look inside. Here's what I'm seeing inside. There's several pieces, 4 discs, and it's all nicely packaged. I just want to be very careful not to wreck it. But here's what is inside. And then I'm going to pull them out because I think something has slipped into the middle section, and I don't want to wreck it. Ah, okay. So here is the download card, 40th anniversary download card. So I don't know if this will be expired or not, but I will certainly go and check it out and see if I can get a digital copy. Let's have a look at the next section. This is really nice. Like the pictures are very, very high quality and really excellent. Hang on, there you go. Picture Alex there and Neil. And some of these I recognize, of course, from some of the stuff we've seen over the years and the different books that I owned, and chronological history of Rush and other stuff. And but some of them I don't. I think they've actually added in quite a bit of stuff here that we don't know. The vinyl, okay, so let's talk about the vinyl. That is what it looks like. It's very heavy, I will say. The packaging is very clean. The white insert is very nice. You can see that it's black vinyl, 200 gram or 180. And I'm just pulling out the disc slowly. Here's another picture from the inside. I think we know these pictures. We've seen them before. And let's see the 3rd disc here. There we go. So that is the vinyl section. Okay. 4 discs, as I mentioned. This is going to be really good to play. I'm currently in the middle of playing Timeless Wavelength, and I was listening to that yesterday after my last video. For those of you that, I'll do a recap for those of you that don't have it. This is the original St. Louis famous recording in 1980 on the Permanent Waves tour. If you don't have this, I'm sure you have the bootleg, or you've heard the bootleg show. It's on YouTube. This particular show has been released several times in different vinyl packages, called a different like bootleg name. The record has been named differently. But this is a great show, and the quality of this vinyl in particular is fantastic. So just a quick recap. I talked about this in my last video and how good this production is. So if you get a chance, check that out. Anyway, just a quick recap there. I'm going to bring this back over here. So I'm going to actually go ahead and open up the pouch now that came with this package. And I have no idea what to expect here, but this is pretty cool. It seems to me that this package has less inserts and cardboard items and photographs than, say, the Hemispheres one. The Hemisphere seems to have more paper and different things to look at. This one is a little bit different. It seems it's more about a high quality vinyl package with artwork. The vinyl itself, the box set has that nice velvet cushioning piece inside, as I mentioned. And this one's all about it appears to be all about the music, with the exception of this particular item, which I just took out of its bag. And there's a keychain and a key ring. And then this is very cool, actually. I'm not sure if I'd wear this, but I'm going to definitely keep it. Hang on, sorry. There you go. So check out the ring. That is a Farewell to Kings silver collector's ring, I guess, that came in the pouch. And actually, that is very cool. And it's very well made and nicely, a lot of detail on here. So that's kind of neat. I think that's a cool collector's piece. And next, I'm going to show you, there's a couple things left in the box, and those are the CDs. So we've got this, and I believe that's probably the Blu-ray. I'll just have a quick look. Yeah, that's the surround sound mix and the Blu-ray. So let's just have a quick look at that. I have not seen this before. So there you go. And that's kind of very cool looking. I'm going to drop that in there. And then this I actually have. I bought this separately. This is the actual CD version of the package. So it's extremely, very much the same as what you would order if you ordered this individually. As you can see, we've got some shots in there. And so this is there's 3 CDs in this case. And this is the studio version of the album and the live presentation that I mentioned earlier in the video that show. And there you go. You can see the CDs in there. And the cool thing is, if you swing this around, you can see the back. And I'll go slow, and there. That's really, really awesome. And remember this is exactly like the current package I have when Farewell to King's 40th came out. I bought the CD only at that time. And again, the artwork is really good. So it's not like they skimped on the quality within the individual package or within the actual deluxe box. So there you go. That is the deluxe box in detail. If you have any questions about that, let me know, please, and I will go ahead and take some pictures, more quality or higher quality photos, and get these up on my website. What I'm going to do is, there's still some content that I'd like to cover at some point. I've got my CDs, of course, and there may be some unusual items in there that you haven't seen, maybe not. I've got cover CDs of Rush that I will share with you, and then I've got bootlegs as well. So a lot of my bootlegs are digital, but I do have maybe 10 or 12, maybe 15 that are actually on disc. So I'll share those with you as well. So yeah, I want to thank you for joining me today for the 3rd video. Will from Will's Rush page, and you can find me Will's Rush page on Facebook, YouTube. I'll post this up to YouTube as well, and also on Twitter. So that being said, have a great day, and thanks again for joining. Any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.